In the early videos of this course on the nature of organisations, I've spent some time discussing what an organisation is and what its features are. But I think it's time to ask and answer the question, why do we need organisations? Individuals and small self-managing clusters of people can be far more entrepreneurial and agile than any organisation. So why is it that we need organisations? Well, for me, it is a trade-off. On the one hand, you've got the agility of the sole practitioner or the small startup. On the other hand, you have a set of capabilities that you will increasingly need as your venture grows and thrives and becomes larger and more complex. And we need organisations to provide those capabilities. Fundamentally, organisations are there to magnify both capacity and capability. Capacity is about how much they can do, and capability is about the range of things they can achieve. Let's look at 8 examples. And the first example is the gathering of resources. Organisations are receptacles, tools, mechanisms for bringing together materials, equipment, assets, and yes, people, getting them into the same place at the same time. Secondly, organisations are a mechanism for efficient administration. Bringing all those resources together is one thing. They also act as a way to coordinate all of those resources. And one of the ways they do that, at number 3, is by systematizing processes. We've seen that organisations can be viewed as a set of processes. And by building that setup, by documenting them, by making those processes as efficient as possible, organisations get the best value out of the resources they gather together. Next is access to funding. Organisations can access funding because they are legal entities. And as a legal entity, they can enter into contracts. Now, I'm no lawyer, and I'm also aware that you may be watching this video from a different country to my own, and a different country to the next viewer and the next viewer. But as I understand it, in every country, in order to secure a contract, you need to be some sort of legal entity. A human being is a legal entity, and so is an organisation. And of course, one of the important choices you make in forming an organisation is which legal entity is going to best serve the organisation within the jurisdiction within which it works. Because in most jurisdictions, there are a number of different legal structures that an organisation could adopt. Thinking about funding brings us to money and economies of scale. As organisations grow, they can gain advantages in purchasing, in accommodation, in administration, in technology. The bigger the organisation is, then the lower the unit cost of anything it needs to buy or access. These are sometimes known as financial synergies. In bringing together resources, organisations can bring together something else that's very important: diversity. An organisation can choose to create the most diverse workforce, the most diverse set of people that it possibly can. And we know from acres of research papers that the more diverse a group of people are, then the better it will be at finding solutions to problems, at creating new ideas, and at making robust decisions. Diversity really pays, and organisations are a means to harness it. But diversity needs to be managed. So organisations are also a way to coordinate and administer in a way that can be decentralised and yet centralised at the same time. It's a delicate balancing act for any organisation, the degree to which you delegate authority outwards or maintain authority centrally. An organization provides a mechanism to make that choice and apply that choice, and then to change the choice later on if it's not working. And finally, organizations are a vehicle for growth. If you're a commercial organization and you are successful in selling the products or services that you've developed, then you will want to grow, and the organization can do that. If you are a public service organization like a government body or an emergency service, then as need within your community either expands or contracts, so can the scale of the organization. As organizations get bigger, without a doubt, they become less agile. There are ways, and we will see them in future videos, for organizations to create that agility in the way that they structure themselves and in the processes they create. However, there is a trade-off between agility and capabilities. The larger an organization gets, the more it can do, and the cost of being less agile. However, as a manager within an organization, you need to know why your organization exists. And it exists to provide a framework of capabilities and capacity. Please do give us a thumbs up if you like this video. There's loads more great management courses content to come, so please do subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of it. I look forward to seeing you in the next video, and in the meantime, keep learning.